Hi, Bratz babes. Oh wow. Okay. Welcome back to my channel. So I've had a very interesting, you know, day or a couple of days. Um, I suppose. So yeah. And I think the biggest highlight of it was when I literally called 911 on a Hornet. Yeah, it gets very interesting. So, welcome back to my channels, by the way. I hope you like, comment, subscribe. You know, the whole shebang that you're probably very used to people on YouTube saying by now. Um, as you can see, I got some pimple patches on. I could see the beginnings of some pimples, and so I put some of these lovely, colorful little doodads on my face so that I don't pick at them and turn them into ugly scars. Like, I have this, like, really bad scar right here, and kind of, like, another one right there, from how bad my picking gets. It's an OCD thing. I've actually had this weird particular skin related compulsive behavior since I was, I don't know, in kindergarten, first grade, maybe. Sorry. Wow, okay. So I have just gotten home today after spending two nights at my auntie's house with my mom. My auntie lives in the projects, and we slept on her floor because she just recently got this particular apartment in the projects. Um, and mom and I slept on her floor, and it's right next to the train tracks, and I was so happy. You guys don't even know. So I grew up on the same street as here's my house, and just a little ways up the street there's a train track that comes intersecting on my road, so you'd cross some train tracks getting down my road, growing up, when I was a kid. And I lived there from when I was in first grade all the way until almost junior year. I almost was done with my sophomore year when we got evicted. It's all Dad's fault. He's a hoarder who didn't ever decide to get help, even as his problem began to become a huge problem for our housing situation. He's had multiple warnings. It's his fault we got evicted. Yikes. Anyway, so I grew up really, really close to the train tracks, and every night, multiple times a night, I would hear the trains. And, hold on. Sorry, I'm really tired. I didn't sleep well last night. Sleeping on the floor, plus how, like, damp and chilly, but also, like, not freezing the weather has been. My joints have been really, really bad, and I've been hurting really bad. So I'm not the most with it right now. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm sorry about that. But, yeah. But anyway, I grew up right next to the train tracks, and, like, I remember in first grade when we first moved here, and I was thinking to myself, like, oh my gosh, there's a train that goes past here. How charming, how cute, you know? Because, like, one of my earliest memories are of a train when I was, like, less than 2 years old. Because when I was 2 years old, we moved a little bit further north into Ohio. I grew up in Ohio. Wasn't born in Ohio, but that's where I grew up. I was born in West Virginia, which is where I currently live and am currently planning on moving away from because I'm sorry, but the tax rates are ridiculous. The insurance rates are insane. Their laws on cars are really stupid. Um, and really selective about when they decide to enforce it. And that's what's stupid about it. Like, I see this truck, and its gas fuel line is held in place with, like, literally zip ties. Like, I'm not exaggerating. It's not one I just see in passing and I'm thinking and filling in the blank. No, this is my neighbor who's got this truck that has no bed because it's gone, but it's still got a frame, and you trust me, the whole frame is visible. And then you see the fuel line in its totality. You see where it's zip tied up, where where you pump the gas in. Like, and I call it the miracle truck because for some reason it runs. It's barely held together, but oh my gosh, it runs. Half of the vehicle is physically no longer there, and it still runs. So I call it them as wow, oh my. Um, I call it the miracle truck as a result of its miraculous ability to continue to fire up and drive. He drives it at least once a week. He moves it at least once a week to make sure that it will still, that way it doesn't stay in place rotting, I guess. Even though that's been what it's been doing for probably years based on the looks of things. But it runs. Oh boy. Barely, but it runs. Maybe it's a fixer-upper project, though. Maybe that's the situation with it. I saw him get pulled over by a cop once. I'm not gonna lie. They get really weird about cars here in West Virginia. It's like, hi, we are the shittiest state to drive through with all the potholes and construction we have going on, literally perpetually. I like to joke that we use duct tape to fix the roads, and that it just needs to be replaced really, really often, which is why they're always working on the roads. Because, like, roads that they literally just fixed last year, they've redug up, and they're like, what on earth? They're working on it again? And this is a constant issue. Ohio's the same way, but not to the same extent as here in West Virginia. At least in the area that I'm living in West Virginia. And if it's not an area being worked on, it's an area that desperately needs work and has been neglected for years and is full of so many potholes that you're just going to take the Ohio side to travel north and south rather than taking the West Virginia side. At least if Ohio is your ultimate destination, or if passing through Ohio is a necessity in your travel. Yeah. I'm moving back to Ohio, by the way. I'm living on some back road in West Virginia, and, like, I'm really far away from, like, literally everything, and it's really difficult for me to access anything, and I have to be able to, like, I don't know, drive in order to do anything. Oh, I'm hungry. I want an apple. Well, guess what? I have to hop in the car and drive. Either that or get tore up by a dog and limp my way across town. Well, one dog minimum. It chases me every time I try to walk to Temple, which is just down the street from me. That's this dog, it, like, chases me, but its owners are really, really wealthy, and they live in this big mansion down the road with this big plot of land, like a lot of land. And they got a lot of buildings on that land, like a lot of different, like, houses, garages, and stuff. They're like lawyers and politicians and stuff. And here I am in this, like, little slum just down the road from them, getting chased by their dog, begging and pleading for my life because their dog is being very vicious, and the more I'm begging. And when I'm in fear, I kind of code switch to what is natural to me, you know? Um, which is AAVE, African American Vernacular English. I consider that to be my first language. Like I said, there's a large portion of my family that's black, including my auntie. And, so, like, AAVE is my first language. That's how I see it. And then I would say that, like, European American Vernacular English, which is, like, just white people English. I would say that that's, like, my second language. And then British Vernacular, British English Vernacular. No. I don't know. But the British people, their vernacular is also heavily in my vocabulary. I did a lot of book reading growing up as a very, very, very young child. I was reading adult level, like college level books in 3rd and 4th grade. However, even still to this day, I do have a preference for children's books, especially those that I have fond memories of reading as a child. Because, like, I don't know, it's like, it's a kid's book. I'm not going to have to deal with any triggering, upsetting, or heavy topics. I'm not going to have to feel like crap while I read this. It's not like classic literature where it's like, oh, yes, here's a depressing tale of suffering, and then the protagonist dies. Welcome to life. You know what I mean? And it's not some preachy crap trying to tell me how, like, I don't know, just, I don't know, it's simple stuff. Like, I don't know, be nice to your peers. Sometimes being a kid is hard, but, you can survive it. Stuff like that. I don't know. It's comforting because, like, I don't know. Growing up, I read the Junie B. Jones books and the Goosebumps books a lot. I liked Harry Potter, but I can't read it anymore. The stuff that back then would stick in the back of my mind that I would try to ignore and overlook, is now impossible to overlook because it's just like, no. I'm an adult now. I'm not a kid anymore. I can't just sit there and be like, that's a little bit yikes, but let's just look the other way. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just like, I was a big book reader growing up, and I'm really depressed about the fact that I've had to switch to audiobooks because physically it hurts my eyes and my head to look at a page and read a book. I have such a deep love of books that my entire life it has been my dream to have a house with its own fully stashed library, full of books that I would like, full of books that I love, with a very expansive children's section because those books are comforting. Goosebumps, American Girl books, those Dear America books. I always loved those too. There were a lot of children's books that I always found such a great deal of comfort in that even still to this day, I still reread the same books because they're so comforting. That includes Twilight. I'm sorry, but when I was in middle school, those were weirdly really comforting. And I don't know, that's when I felt like the least alone in the world. I was so close with my best friend. We were both bonding over Twilight, So it has a very special place in my heart, no matter how cringe it is, no matter how toxic, regardless of the giant parade of red flags. I still love it. It has this very special place in my heart because of the sentimental attachment I have to it. It was an escape for me when I was a kid, and it was also a bonding point between me and my best friends, who I'm still friends with to this day. Like, my best friend Chavoy, I literally love her. Like, she is my best friend for life. And I don't know, like, I love her. I really do. She's basically family. I love her. I love her mom. I love her family. They're basically family to me. I sur- I survived because of her and her family. I would have died in middle school if it wasn't for them. I'm not even capping. Like, I'm being dead ass right now. Like, I would have died in middle school. I would have never seen adulthood. And I am so glad that I survived. No matter what kind of thoughts that I had back then about wishing I didn't exist, I'm so glad that I still exist, because there are so many wonderful things that I've got to experience. Even though some things recently have been kind of shitty, like my mom relapsing, and that stress on me has been a lot. My brother actually not being, like, I don't know, what's the word? Trustworthy. My brother's being fake and selfish. And that's really, really starting to get to me, because it's like, what have I done to deserve this betrayal, you know? Like, I've done nothing to him except try to be his friend, like, my whole life. Like, I'm his oldest, like, I'm the oldest of all of our parents' kids. You know, we have the same mom, same dad, and I'm the oldest. And we grew up being very close in age. So we were like, you know, we were like twins growing up. We were like best friends. And I just don't understand how now he wants to screw me over and is looking, you know, he's looking at the bottom line. He's looking at, you know, money. He's thinking about money. He don't give a crap about me. And that's like really hurtful. And, you know, the way he's treating our mother is not very great either. That's, like, also very hurtful. But yeah, it's been a very eventful few days. I'm so sorry. I got off track. So what happened was on Sunday, or maybe it was Monday. I'm not exactly the most certain. I did upload a video that day, so that helps a little bit. I uploaded a video earlier that day. I was going to upload another later in that day, but I did not ultimately end up doing that because there was this massive wasp or hornet or something, and in my family we're all deadly allergic. And this thing was so big, I didn't know how many times it could sting me. I didn't think I had enough EpiPens here to, like, save my life if it did get me. Like, it was this big. I'm not even capping. Like, it was this big. I swear, it was a giant Asian hornet. And I don't know why, but it was in my room. And, like, I was scared. So I ended up outside hiding. The sun is setting. It's getting cold out. It's been rainy. And it's getting dark. And then, like, I'm hiding outside because this thing is inside my room. The lights are on, so it thinks it's daytime still. I guess. It flies at me, so I run. I grabbed my Raggedy Ann doll and I ran. And I ran straight out the back door into the backyard where, you guys can see the woods. And, I'm standing out there and I call my mom and I'm like, I don't know what to do. There's this giant hornet in my house. And, I don't want it to kill me because I don't think I have enough EpiPens here to, like, because I don't know how many times it can sting. As far as from what I understand, with wasps and hornets, they can sting you multiple times, right? Like, bees, they'll sting you once and be dead. Yellow jackets are little mean buggers too, if I remember correctly. I don't want to mess with none of them because they can all kill me. And, like, that's just... I don't want to die out here on some West Virginia back road before I even realize my dreams and, like, see them come to fruition. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling, but... So, here I am. I have nobody to help me. You know, my mom lives an hour away. My brother lives even more away, like, further away. My fiance's out on the road trucking, as per usual, because that is his career. And, like, here I am in this situation where I can step outside and freeze to death in the pouring rain and the temperature rapidly dropping as nightfall came. It's April. It's just rainy and cold. Sorry. It's miserable. I have the hiccups. My face is numb. I've had a little bit of Crown Royal, I'm not gonna lie. But let me tell you, I can't feel an ounce of pain. At all. I can't even feel my body. At all. 4 shots of Crown Royal. And I'm not even a drinker. So it's just like... I'm a lightweight. So I'm like proper trashed right now. But anyway, so yeah, like, I don't even know what I was talking about, y'all. I'm sorry, it's all hitting me at once. Like, it's been slowly sinking in this whole time, but it's just all suddenly hit me at once. And then I saw myself on the viewfinder and I was like, I look funny as hell. And now I'm just like struggling to remember what I was talking about because I'm so amused by like just how funny I look. Look at all these stars just pasted all over my face. You know, the other day my mom, I also got a strip across my nose. My mom was like, oh, you got a sticker on your face. And I'm like, it's not a sticker, it's a pimple patch. She was like really baffled by it. What a time to be alive. I'm so grateful to be alive in the time of pimple patches. What a blessing, because it keeps me from picking compulsively. But anyway, golly, I was talking about Mom and Chavoy and... Oh, the hornet that could have killed me. So I'm standing outside. I called 911, not knowing what else to do. I tried to call the local, like, emergency, well, non-emergency, like, people, like, you know, and it just didn't end up, like, working out. They were, like, I don't know, busy or something, but it just kept going straight to voicemail. Well, not straight to voicemail. It would ring a couple of times and then go to voicemail. But you know what I mean? Nobody would answer. And it's just like, I'm not going to leave a voicemail for you to get back to me tomorrow after I freeze to death and or get stung by this lethal killer that's this big. I kid you not. Its corpse is somewhere in this room and I'm terrified of when I find it because it's like, I don't know. Like, I know that even when they're dead, they can still sting you if you're not careful. And I'm just so scared about that because it's like, that would be a dumb way to die. I found a dead hornet and accidentally touched it. So I died. Like, that's so dumb. But, by the way, if any of you guys have a bee allergy or something, anything similar to that, unless you have it already engaged in the allergen in such a way that you are now having an allergic reaction, 911 won't do anything to help you. I can promise you that. At least not in West Virginia, not locally. Because, like, in my area, I tried to call them because there's nobody that lives near me that could help me. I messaged my one friend. I still ain't heard back. It's been almost a week. Not quite yet, but you know what I mean. Like, it's Wednesday. It's been a few days, and I know that I'm not going to hear back. Maybe ever. And it's, like, really weird because it's like, wow, my friend finally got a life and got a job and stuff like that. So now it's like, suddenly, every time I have an emergency, this is no longer a person I can reach out to. My other friend moved, well, actually, multiple of my other friends have moved out of the area. So, and then my one friend lives up in Pittsburgh, and it's just like, well, I can't reach out to her and have her come handle this because she lives all the way in Pittsburgh, and that's, like, a little ways away from here. Like, I don't know. That's a whole drive, and she's a nurse, and I didn't want to inconvenience her because it's like she probably has to work the next day. You know, she's a nurse. Her job is super important. So, I literally love her. She's like, I don't know. She's my mom friend. You know, she's that friend who's, like, super motherly-like and nurturing. But anyway, and then my other friend, I had two friends move out of this area, both of them. One already lived kind of far from me, but now she lives way, way, way far from me and is no longer even, like, I'm not even able to visit her anymore. Before it was, like, I don't know, a half hour to 45 minutes of a drive to go visit her. And I literally loved visiting with her. And then, like, my other friend, Lee, also moved out of the area. They use they, them pronouns. You know, since Lee is such a, like, I don't know, androgynous sort of name, I guess. But anyway, so Lee moved out of the area as well and now lives in the middle of nowhere, actually, where it's, like, questionable whether or not there will even be internet connection or any cell service. So obviously I couldn't reach out to that friend because it's like, and that friend also has MS, so I wasn't gonna inconvenience my friend. It's really late at night, it's dark out, and they're, like, already half blind and then some. Like, you know, and they also have a day job and MS, and it's just, and then a lot of mental health issues as well. So it's just like, I wasn't gonna ask my, like, friend to drive several hours just to come kill something that probably they're allergic to. Let's be real here. I think that they're my other friend who is allergic. Because they're allergic to a lot of stuff. They're allergic to latex and stuff. So I think that that's the friend who's also allergic to that kind of stuff. The bees and wasps and hornets. So that being said, I wasn't going to reach out to Lee. Oh, there's a little ladybug on my charging cord. How cute. Oops. The only pleasant thing that has come from living by the woods is all the little ladybugs who come and visit me. And the spiders. Except sometimes a wolf spider will get in, and this one time the same one kept getting back in. And I kept being like, can you please just stay outside? And I sweep it back up and take it outside. I don't care that it's going to storm. Stay outside. You are an outside spider. Active hunter. The only spiders who are allowed to stay inside are inside spiders who will build their little webs. Because inside spiders ain't ever been outside before. And that's why people are like, you know, I know that they mean well, but they're mistaken whenever they're like, oh no, I found a spider in my house. Time to take it outside. If it has built a web up into some corner somewhere, it ain't going to do nothing to you. It wants nothing to do with you, and it has probably never been outside a day in its life, and you have sent it to its death. Sorry, I get really passionate about spiders. They're friend shaped, like I said. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Like I said, I had like 4 shots of Crown, so I'm a little loopy. But anyway, so I stayed at my auntie's house with my mom. My bong broke. Just the stem though, luckily. Just the stem. The bowl is fine. The bong itself is fine. It's just the stem is broke. The stem is stuck down in it, and I have no idea what I'm gonna do to bring it back out because like it snapped. And so the piece of the stem that was attached, like that the bowl was sitting in, like broke off and fell onto the ground, whereas the rest is stuck down in the bong still, and I have no idea what I'm gonna do about that. Let's hope I can figure it out before 420. Not because I'm planning on actually like bringing that bong with me out into the world again, because absolutely not. I'm not taking that bong back with me to Auntie's house. Not again. This time, like I said, I accidentally broke it. I broke the stem. I don't want to risk breaking it even worse, you know? Because I don't got money to buy a new one. That was a very expensive bong. I've waited 2 years to buy that bong. You know what I mean? The stem will be easy and cheap to replace. But what I'm going to do, hopefully, if my fiance is, like, cool with it and we have the money, I'm planning on buying, like, a plastic bong. And it's like, okay, so this one will be the travel bong. Because if it breaks, it's cheap. You know? Them big, nice glass ones, they're expensive. And, you know, that's the one I just broke the stem to. Luckily, it's standard, so I can find a new stem easy. But, like, I don't know. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just, like, really... it's stressful to think about moving her again. My bong. I named her Diamond, by the way. I name all my glass pieces, even the ones I don't ever use. It's just a thing I do. I name everything, actually. I don't even name just my glass pieces. I'll name random... Sorry. My car's gotta have names. My plushies all gotta have names. Every doll has gotta have names. Let's see. Every phone, every electronic has gotta have its own name. Let's see. Every piece of glass I have, every teacup I have, they all have their own names and personalities. I don't know. I don't know if that's my hyper empathy or what. It's just like, it feels like, okay, here's the vibe. And that's basically, you know, where I draw inspiration for the names and personalities. Diamond is beautiful, and I'm so glad that I did not break her, because I cannot afford the $100 that it would cost to buy a new one. Yeah, I know. Look at me. I have American Girl dolls, but I can't afford $100 for a new bong. I can't even afford any new dolls right now. If I can afford any right now, they're from a thrift shop or from, you know, Facebook Marketplace or something. You know, because the best I'm going to do is TLC, like, you know, the dolls that are in really trashed shape. I need lots of repair. I'm a really good... Sorry. I'm really good at restoring and repairing American Girl dolls in particular. I've been doing it since I was in middle school. But anyway, I'm way off topic. I'm so sorry, y'all. So I spent the weekend, well, I keep calling it a weekend even though it's not. It just feels like a weekend because I'm disabled and we all are disabled and none of us work. So going someplace where you're spending time with others for several days feels like a weekend, a getaway. So I keep referring to it as such, but I promise you that it literally, like, I literally just got home today. And it is literally Wednesday. So, like, it's midweek and I'm calling it the weekend. I guess that's, like, a thing that you have to worry about, I guess, a little bit when you're disabled and your brain is a little bit messy. Especially when... I'm sorry. Especially when that disability, like, contributes to the messiness of your brain. But yeah, I accidentally broke my bong. Some little kid broke my doll, my mini-me, Little Roach, scuffed his nose and lip. Just giant gouges, as if they took him by the feet. Like so. And then just whammed him on the concrete ground. You know? I'm not, actually whamming my doll, but, I'm just showing, like, the motion. Luckily, dolls don't have stomachs, so she's not gonna puke or nothing. Even though if I were her and someone did that to me, I would puke. I get motion sick. I'm really bad. I was driving earlier and I felt nauseous. That's how bad it gets sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. But other than that, I had a really fun time. Though I slept like a rock. I grew up next to train tracks, and Auntie living here at the projects, not here as in here where I'm at, because I'm not in the projects now. I'm on some back road of West Virginia, an hour away. But yeah, so like when I was staying at Auntie's house up in the projects, on her living room floor, because she ain't got furniture yet, she got some chairs, like a bunch of mismatched table chairs, but she don't got no like recliners or couches or nothing yet. She's getting those today, actually. I hope that her meeting up with her new girlfriend goes well. Her girlfriend's coming up from Texas to see her, and she's super excited but also nervous, and I hope it goes well. And I hope that she shows up and doesn't, like, I don't know, ghost. Sorry, I didn't sleep well because I've been sleeping on the floor. Although, not last night, but the night before, I slept like a rock, okay? Mom was cleaning the whole place, unpacking stuff, doing laundry, helping out Auntie, just doing what Mom does, and she's always trying to help people, Even when she's struggling herself, she's trying to help people. So, like, she was cleaning up and unpacking and doing laundry for Auntie and folding up the laundry, and she did all of Auntie's laundry. All of it. And cleaned up the living room. It looked so nice when she was done. Like, it was no longer full of boxes. It was all put away, all organized. It was really nice. But, yeah, Mom did that all night while I was asleep. And, there would be trains right there. Like, here's the apartment, the projects. And here's the train track going right, over them. So, I got to hear the trains, and I ain't heard that since I was a kid. When growing up, we had the train tracks right there. And gosh, did I sleep like a baby. Oh my gosh, I slept so good. Like, I it's only like cemented one thing for me. I'm sorry. Like I said, my sleep was awful and I've had a very long and tiring day. Um Man, I still can't believe I called 911 on a damn Hornet. Oh my gosh. Oh, ultimately I had to contact my landlords who ended up sending their like a literal child to come and do it. They lived down the street. They sent their daughter and she's like, I don't know, 13 or 14 by the looks of things. And like, sure, it's walking distance, but this is not the safest road to be walking along. And furthermore, why would you send a child to go after a hornet? Especially one that big, an Asian freaking hornet. That thing was so big that like I said, I dashed out of here fast. Oh my gosh, that thing had me spooked. And it had me at there came to a point where I was standing outside so long, I was wondering if I was tripping it, if I had made it up. I was too scared to come in and find out, you know? And when she came and killed it, it was like, oh wow, so it was real. And she's like, yeah, I believe it's dead now. And yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I've had a very eventful couple of days. I had a lot of fun though. And I'm looking forward to going back on the 20th of April because, 420. Last year for 420, I got a mini bong that's like this tall. It was so cute. I named it Bongy. And everything like that. I'm probably going to get a plastic bong in the future and call that one my travel bong. And yeah, so I don't have to worry about like, oh no, my precious, precious, beautiful $100 glass bong. You know what I mean? Sorry. But anyway, sorry if this is really disorganized and rambly and stuff. I hope you enjoy the video, nonetheless. Have a really lovely evening. I hope you guys are doing really well. Tell me the most embarrassing story that you have with a bug in the house situation. Down in the comments below. I would love to hear it because it's just like, I know that it's such a common thing for us, like as humans, to be afraid of bugs. I don't know why we're like this, but we are. We're afraid of bugs as a creature. Like, don't get me wrong, there are, of course, people who are not afraid of bugs, but like, a lot of us are to such an extent that it's such a common fear that it's the most acceptable thing to have like a fear of or phobia of, you know? So it's just like, I don't know. It's just like everyone has stories about some bug that they're scared of. Even if they're not scared of any bug on earth except one, they're gonna have some sort of story, right? I don't know. Tell me your most embarrassing bug story below. If you feel comfortable doing that, of course. I would love to hear it, like I said, because I can't be the only one who's got so scared over a freaking hornet that they called freaking 911. No cap. I legitimately called 911 when none of my other friends were able to respond to me or were able to help me. I resorted to calling 911 and they were like, sorry, we can't help you. And I was like, darn. And I was like, okay, time to reach out to my fiance again and have my fiance talk to the landlord and, see what can be done about this. And it's just like the landlord's like, give us a few hours. And I was like, freezing outside in the damp cold for several hours was a lot of fun. Oh yeah, I really loved it. Of course, running out of the door, I made sure I had my vape with me. This thing is really cool, by the way. It is a 3-in-1. It is indica, sativa, but it also allows you to choose in the middle, which is where it's set right now, where you get a blend of both. So you can choose 100% of the one, 100% of the other, or you can have a 50-50. The indica one is blackberry chill, sorry. Blackberry chill, and the sativa one is Pineapple Express. You know, the one that's so good they made a movie about it. I never seen the movie. I don't actually know anything about the movie. I just hear a bunch of stoners say that all the time. They'd be like, oh yeah, this strain's so good they made a movie about it. And it's just like, with stoner culture, it's really hard to say. Because, yeah, I could totally see a movie being named after a strain of weed. However, I could also see a strain of weed being named after a dumbass movie. So, you know, which came first? You know? So, like, it's like, I don't actually know the facts of it. You know, that's just what I hear a lot. And I don't know why I felt the need to over-explain and express that. But anyway, if you've made it this far in the video, first of all, kudos to you for actually, like, I don't know, not getting bored and clicking off, like, a long time ago. Because, wow, I would have. You're stronger than I am. And furthermore, like I said, like, comment, subscribe if you would like to. If you would like to be a Bratz babe, just hit subscribe. Boom. That simple. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you guys in the future. I'm doing a lot better now, as you guys can see. Took some time spending time with family, and, you know, that made me feel a lot better, a lot less isolated. So, again, I hope you guys are having a marvelous day. Take care. Be safe. I love you guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.